When I started to learn Smash, one of the things I noticed about high-level play was just how fast it was. If you're not used to it, it can be very difficult to follow the action of a competitive match. The rapid pace of the game looks like it's just technical skill. Even the Belmonts, who are among the slower characters in the game, can and do move much faster when piloted by a skilled player. So in my practice, I did my best to match that speed. The result was just frantic. It seems obvious now that I say it out loud, but playing fast does not make you play good. Not only does every button press present an opening for your opponent, but it also builds bad habits very quickly. You're not making active decisions. You're relying on muscle memory that you haven't yet developed. You're not reacting to your opponent, you're just mashing buttons. The epiphany that I had was, what if I only pressed a button when I had a reason to? It's not very profound, but sometimes I take the scenic route to reaching obvious conclusions. I stopped spamming attacks or even moving when I didn't need to, and only took deliberate actions. Instead of playing at the fastest pace my hands could go, I played at the rate at which I was able to make decisions, and it was slow. I'd been using spaced repetition to develop my technical skill, but that's just a part of the game. Neutral, the most important part of Smash or any fighting game, is really just a contest of good decision making. So how do you improve it? A lot of this has to do with mental representations, which I made a video on last year, link in the description. But to summarize really quickly, mental representations are your brain's ability to recognize something complex and create a shortcut to an appropriate response. A chess master can glance at this board and know very quickly what the next move should be without needing to really analyze it. A major league hitter can see a pitch thrown from 60 feet 6 inches away and take in all the details they need in order to decide whether or not to swing in around 75 to 100 milliseconds. There's a term called the mental stack, which refers to your ability to compress the decision-making process for certain specific situations. When a beginner sees their opponent do something, they go through a multi-step process of observation, recognition, problem-solving, decision-making, and execution. A more experienced player with more honed mental representations would see the same action and react faster because their mental stack has been simplified. Not only does this allow for faster reactions, but it frees up your active brain power for other things and allows you to respond better overall. This is known as System 1/System 2 thinking, where some decisions are unconscious and effortless to allow for others to be deliberate and analytical. This also leads into the concept of the refresh rate, which you can think of as the speed at which a player can recognize a change in situation and refresh their mental stack. This is all very surface level summary of these concepts, but I've included links in the description to some other videos that explain them in much more detail. What it all comes down to is that by slowing down the pace of my gameplay to match my refresh rate, I'm allowing myself to actually learn and react appropriately rather than just going on as fast as I can and hoping for the best. This is the last video in the Deliberate Pac-tice series. I'm not quitting Smash completely, but I am putting daily practice of it on the shelf for a little while. I'll just be playing more casually for the foreseeable future. The time I spent on the game has been worthwhile, both as an application of learning science and just as a fun thing to do. I don't know if I can comfortably say that I'm satisfied with what I've learned and accomplished, but it does feel like it's time to move on. Deliberate Pac-tice is done, maybe for good. But this isn't the end of the learning project. The next video, which I'm already working on, will be the first in a new series about my creative development as a 2D and 3D artist, and maybe some other things as well. If you're one of my 29 subscribers who's been here for the Smash content, thank you. I hope you'll stick around for the next chapter.